My name is Brandon. I'm sort of goth, and I'm gay. This is the way that I chose to introduce myself, my first day to the first person at boarding school. It was a pre-professional performing arts school, and I was terrified. I was far, far away from Idaho, down in Southern California. However, in the corner of the lunch cafeteria sat a girl. She had the most beautiful white-painted face, black eyeliner, black lips, perfectly teased black hair. She was wearing nothing but black, adorned with silver jewelry of crosses and ankhs. It was amazing. It was exactly what I needed. I found it. It was a way for me to dress, to turn my back on the society that always pushed me away, the society that always rejected me. So within a week, I was called into the dean's office, and he was going, "What are you doing? What is this that you're wearing here? Like, this isn't the farm kid that showed up." Well, none of us are strangers to repression. None of us, we all deal with prejudice. We all deal with stereotypes. When I was a young kid, I was born in a small town to a 17-year-old girl, little farm community. It was rough. Not only that, I had limp wrists. When I ran, you could tell something was different about this boy. I didn't catch the football. Whenever I got really excited, I'd squeal, I'd giggle. It wasn't like all the other little boys. All the way to the point where there was a sixth grader once. I remember she approached me. She was a lot bigger than me. That's why I know she was a sixth grader. She was like, "Are you a boy or are you a girl?" And I looked at her and I was like, well, this side's a boy and this side's a girl. And that was the first time in my life that I realized that I wasn't like the boys or the girls. I fit somewhere in the middle. So as time went on, sixth grade passed, we were getting to that age, and we all started to get those butterflies in our stomach when that certain somebody looks us in the eye, or when they speak to us, and we go to talk back and our voices crack. And we have no control over this. It's a crush. We can give that person cooties and consider them off limits. But truly, when it comes down to it, we did not decide how they were going to influence our emotions. It just happened. We're all the same. Well, the torments, everything got worse. My parents decided to move me to another school 20 miles away across the river. We moved over there, and I was floored. I got to be a whole different person for the first time in my whole life. I got to be a boy. I was going to play football. I ended up dating half the girls in my seventh grade class. And I begged the coach every game to let me sit on that bench, to let me walk the track during practice, because I didn't want to deal with that. Well, in mid-8th grade, it finally came the time. I got on the school bus to go to school, and my good friend, she was poking me fun, giving me a little razz. She was like, "You're so gay." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I am." She was kind of set back, and she was like, "Huh." By the time I got to school, I realized that this wasn't such a bad thing. Coming out actually was going really well, and I didn't even know what it was to come out. So I told 2 other girls in first period band. I didn't tell anybody else after that. By the time I got through my day, one of the longest days of my entire life, the entire student body knew. The faculty knew. The bus driver knew. And I could not wait to get on that school bus, ride home, go down into my bedroom, and sing along with Bette Midler and Madonna, forget about everything, and figure out a way to convince my parents the next day to take me to the old school where this didn't happen. However, when that school bus pulled up to the gravel lot, both my parents' cars were there. My dad in his truck, my mom in her car. My sisters were directed to get into my dad's pickup truck. I into my mom's car. Got in my mom's car that day, and she looked at me and she says, "So my cousin called. He said that you're telling all the kids at school that you're gay. How could you do this? It's disgusting. How can a man lie with another man? I could never imagine laying with another woman. How could you decide something? This is against the Bible. This is wrong. What's wrong with you?" Since then, she's come a long way. She's amazing. She's one of my best supporters. Whenever I'm performing in drag in the community, she comes and helps me find things, finds shoes, finds anything to wear. She's amazing. But at this time, she was directed by the community and peers around her that made her feel this way. That was a horrible thing in their minds, and some minds today. Well, when I got home that night, I went down into my bedroom, and I've never felt more lonely than I did that night. I mean, my school had all turned against me. My family was against me. I had nothing. I was this little kid that had no one. It wasn't a surprise that in the next 2.5 years, I contemplated suicide over and over and over and over and over. I even tried it once. Luckily, it didn't work. It's no surprise either that when it comes to youth suicide statistics, gay and transgender kids are always the largest percentage in that group. It's really sad that we have a society that ignores kids. We push this away, we act like it doesn't happen, but it's true. Some of us don't want to look at it because we don't have to. We have these little books that make us feel all better about it if we just ignore it or push it away. But the truth is when it comes down to it, I think society's been molded into this one way of thinking thought. We ball gender and sexuality both together into one ball. This makes both a little scarier, because over here we have sexuality with LGB, and that's all that we have in there. And over here we have gender. We have male, female. Why don't we add trans to the middle of that, creating a spectrum? Everyone can have a gender. Everyone fits in the gender. It doesn't matter what you're born with, what you present to society. You have it. You're part of everyone. Over here, why don't we add straight? Why can't we be lesbian, gay, bi, straight? Everyone then is represented. Once everyone is represented, we're all a whole. We can all come together. We can all love each other. It can be just one thing. Because when I come home at the end of the day and I look in the mirror, I don't see an L, a G, a B, a T, a Q, an I, an A, and anything additional to that. I see me. And when you go home at the end of your day, I hope that what you're looking at in that mirror is the real you. That you can put you out into society. Just be you. Simple.